What up, everybody? Sam in the building, cool and real heavy. Just got finished watching another video. A lady by the name of Brandy Quick has a video called "Time to Man Up, Black Men," and I thought that she was gonna be on there bashing a lot of black men, but no, that's not the case at all. Like she actually broke down the black men. I don't know if she meant to do it intentionally, but she did do it because she stated that these black women who have children by these black women should focus on their children, which I actually say, yeah, like these guys should be ostracized from the dating game. Like, the minute it's recognized that these guys have children by previous relationships, these single women, these women should just automatically leave them alone, the ones who don't have any kids, because these ones, honestly, I mean, guys have told me this, these are the ones who appear ripe, especially the young ones. These are the ones who are ripe and, they will definitely take care of the kid because they are a mother and that's what mothers do. This comes out of their mouth. And this date I had yesterday, this girl told me because I had to ask her. I mean, you're a very very beautiful, attractive woman, and I know a lot of guys come at you. And she said, yeah, and she avoids getting trapped by choosing the right type of men or choosing men who appear to have things going on, and then she does more investigation and if you're able to crack that shell, if you're able to stimulate her mentally, then you have her, you know. But then there's the other type of men that she talks about, which I actually talk about as well. And I usually categorize those type of men as the type of guys in corporate America when you're inside the bathroom, you're standing in the urinal taking a piss, and they're inside the bathroom stall, and this guy is speaking about a revolution. But when you guys get in the hallway, when you are in the hallway, these motherfuckers will tap dance for corporate America. You know, like white supremacy doesn't exist, and we're all equal. Once we get in the hallway, but in the bathroom stall, they're like, yeah, these racist white folks, man, we need to take and start a revolution. Yeah, we need to take and do all our own business. Like they got people who are infiltrating the black community as far as stopping us from some of the things that we need to do to achieve. And these motherfuckers should definitely be ostracized. Like, there's a lot of trolls even in YouTube. Like, some of these guys and girls, some of the things that they post on YouTube, I don't really take it serious. You know, I look at that shit and I'm like, wow, they've been seriously affected. The people who make comments and they don't have a picture, it's just a fucking green or brown or an orange box with a letter in it. I don't worry about those people. Even some of the guys with the pictures, like you can just look and tell at some of these people's names and tell if they are legitimate or not. So I definitely don't worry about the trolls. But back to this video that this woman was talking about. I mean, she basically said that if guys aren't on the verge of trying to provide opportunities for themselves, then they are not real men, and they're not doing shit. Yeah, she's right. They are some assholes who will strive and show their feathers for corporate America. You are absolutely correct. I feel you on that. I feel you. These motherfuckers need to be wiped out, just like a lot of the gangster rappers and a lot of the just the thugs that are on the street who are following these guys, and then see what we have left. Like the same powers that be, the same group of black people or the youth that create the cultures that be, the culture that everybody, I mean, all across the world, whatever the black community says that's hip, that's what they wear. But it's cool on the street, it's cool to make money off of, it's cool to show that you're you're in style, you are knowledgeable of the fashion, but when it comes down to getting down to business with white society puts that costume up. They put the sunglasses and the extra accessories, the ripped jeans. All of that shit is just put to the side, and it's time to get to business. Okay, we understand that. So if we are able to set a fucking trend, if black people are the creators of the trend, then the new trend should definitely be, hey, this is the new wave that we're going to create. We're going to create lanes for productive young men or productive men in general to have a platform. I mean, back, like I say in another video, I talk about how rap music in the 90s, how everyone had the platform. You had the Boogie Down production, you had Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, MC Light, leaders of the new school. You had a lot of rappers who were talking about positivity and, black productivity and change. And one guy told me what stopped it all would change the wave. Besides the fact that gangster music flooded everything, but what changed the wave was the fact that white folks were able to provide money to a lot of these rappers to step to the side and let gangster rap prevail, which shows you that white man, you know, their money talks, and whatever the movement is, that shit walks. That just moves to the side, which it shouldn't, because there should be moral standards when it comes down to influencing your people. They shouldn't be influenced by the fact that you've accepted millions of dollars just to keep your mouth shut. Um, so that's a big, big, big topic. And we have a lot of people in the black community now who infiltrate a lot of these organizations and do whatever they can to render disaccord with these organizations, which is totally unfair. I mean, these guys need to be ostracized when there's business being um, run. Then these people need to be ignored, just like the trolls. I mean, any guy that I see post a comment on my shit, to a certain extent, like depending on how lengthy the comment is, I'll read it, and what the comment pertains to, you know, um, the nature of it. And if you don't have a face attached, then I might respond to it depending on the content. But for the most part, like I would rather prefer to see comments with people with faces on, no matter what background they came from. So I would ignore those people. Yeah, those guys, like I say, as far as being ostracized from, the agendas in the black community. I mean, we have certain standards when it comes down to, what goes on or what gets by in the black community. For instance, you have the no snitching rule, where if you're in the black community and you witness something and you are known to be a snitch, or if you were involved in an act of crime with a group of fellas and you tell what happened to the police to lower your crime, to lower your time, to get a lesser offense on the crime is what I meant to say. These things are looked down upon in the black community amongst everybody. Unless it happens to you and then all of a sudden it's a whole different story. Then there's clauses and shit when it comes down to snitching, which is really fucked up. But we have those standards, and then we have the Uncle Tom standard. The Uncle Tom guy where um, he basically tells the white man or corporate America what the black agenda is and what they're up to, and yeah, I oversee them and make sure that they be obedient, boss. That type of shit. So yeah, these guys, need to definitely. This should be a new movement in regards to spotting these motherfuckers out and putting them on that list. So, sister, yeah, I mean, there's ways of doing this shit. I mean, we just need a group of black people to, realize like, okay, this is gonna be the trend. Just like they had the no snitching trend. Remember those T-shirts that everybody wore, and they had stop snitching on it, and it look how effective it was. Everybody no snitching, stop snitching. Had all the thugs wearing it. Had girls wearing it as pajama shirts and shit. So yeah, it just needs to be pointed out. It just definitely needs to be a topic that we all just flood the waves with. We hashtag it, and a lot of these guys in corporate America, you'll see them, you'll be able to tell, because these are the ones who, they act like they're down for the cause more than anybody. Like, no, no, I'm really down. No, no, motherfucker, you are not down for this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not down. So, and she said that Hispanic men are talking about black people and talking about how could black men denounce their own race. You know what? To be honest with you, that Spanish man is just looking for whatever the fuck he wants. He's looking for the most derogatory report that he can find. The most derogatory topic that he can find on YouTube or find on social media that shows black men disowning black women because he figures that he can validate what he always believed, which was a fucking stereotype from the beginning. I mean, granted, there are a lot of black women out here who are undeserving. They're undeserving of a strong, educated black man. They're undeserving of that big time. Like for me, for instance, I would never, ever, 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 get to the last step of, the stages of love when it came down to a ratchet bitch. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we can be friends, but I could never, ever, ever get to the level where we share the same last name. Put it that way.